Jerome gave us the quarter, but the market didn't care because he did overcook the bird and screwed up the economy. But he blames it on Trump and tariffs. Oh, you don't believe me? I watched the whole thing along with 15,000 of you as well. We watched it live. If you didn't, here's a summary. Choo choo. Look at the sign behind me. That's for the end.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
This is what Gemini's stock looks like. Yeah, I told you I didn't want a piece of that. XRP. Ooh, look at those candlesticks. We'll talk about the reasons why. It has to do with this man right here, the JP, Jerome Powell. Before we get into that, we do viewer comments normally, but after a live stream, what do? I thank the chat of the live stream. I jumped on early, about a half an hour before the stream started, and literally was just typing away in the old chat. Yep, hanging out with you because you, the viewer, matter most. So seriously, shout out to chat in the live stream. All right, here's what happened. Jerome comes up, reads his statement, says shit wrong, doesn't seem too interested. He cuts it by a quarter. Cool. Market already priced that in because what you saw was right away candlesticks that went down and then right back to where we were. Oh, dumbaroni, pumperoni. They kind of reversed it. Uno, reverse, right? So the market's pretty much cool. And you can see we're right back where we started. So no big deal. We're at $3.03, okay? Markets priced 25. Wanted 50. Crypto markets, at least. Crypto markets wanted something more bullish. They wanted more risk off the table because you got to remember for venture capital, which is a big part of the crypto market, they want lower rates to invest in, right? Lower entry rates, not yield, but entry. So a quarter only gives you so much. Now, the problem is Jerome said that the jobs market is bad. And people grilled him on it. Yeah, when they were asking him questions, they were letting him have it. They were not holding back today. In fact, part of the thing was Powell was like, jobs market's kind of messed up right now. We're starting to hear some rumblings and we're starting to have some concerns and there's some definite risk. Yeah, dude, because you left rates too high for too long and choked everyone. Business loans are tied to Fed fund rates. So if the Fed keeps rates too high for too long, businesses pay high interest, which means what? More money is taken out of their budgets. So people out there are like, well, Jerome, what's our risk looking like now? And he was open, and I mean open, to where he was like, look, both paths have high risk. He's saying whether you pause, you could screw up markets that way because you leave rates too high for too long. But he also said, if you cut, well, we might be exciting what? Other markets that don't need that excitement. Think about this. You got housing that sucks right now, tied to the Fed rate, right? Fed rate goes lower, home loans are lower. It's pretty easy correlation, right? It's pretty darn close. Fed fund rate goes down. Cool. Housing market still sucks. We're right now in September, so pretty much the big window of home sales is coming to like a really tight close here. Once it gets cold, home sales really start slowing down in Los Estados Unidos. And we know we're talking about Fed fund in the United States and big data and stuff like that, right? It's all tied together. So if housing is going to be like, okay, and if risk markets are going to be like, okay, and if jobs are going to be like, well, people aren't spending a lot and our profits are going away because of inflation, who Jerome blames on Trump, on tariffs and immigration policy. He said it twice. Yes, he did. He said it twice. We watched the whole entire stream. Yes, it will be linked at the end if you want to watch it or listen to it. You can listen to it. It's a really cool podcast. Be a really cool podcast. If you just want to chill out at night, get some good laughs, it was really funny. So Powell blames Trump. He blames the fact that immigration policy is not giving us enough workers, that we're losing the workforce. Well, dude, if you've got shrinkage in jobs, isn't it kind of a good thing that we're losing some of the workforce so we don't have unemployment even crazier? Like if you don't have a need, you don't have a need then for workers. Like, it's obvious. So basically people are worried about layoffs, and that's your two-headed snake. Pausing screws over this group of people. Cutting screws over this group and has this risk here. It's a no-win situation because this jackass waited too long. Him and the rest of the Fed. Remember, they all vote on it together in a circle jerk group. And you know, though, he has massive pull. And you know, there's a lot of people that are very financially, how do I put this? They're very financially conservative, not politically conservative, but financially conservative in terms of their decision making. Oh, we need to see more data. But then admit on the same damn thing that the data is months old. So then what the fuck are you relying on shit that's not accurate for? Do you rely on your speedometer gauge, what it read 15, 20 seconds ago? No, you want to know what your speed is right now. So Jerome, why are you so reliant upon data that sucks? Yeah, or what if your speedometer gauge wasn't even freaking accurate? Like, that's my point. No, you need accurate, timely shit. So get new data that is accurate. Maybe come up with new reports. Do something. Catch up with the times. The way the Fed operates, okay, is very much like we've seen for many years. It's the same bullshit, the same playbook. You have to change to keep up with the times. Why? Because news, information, financials, data all moves faster now. We've all either got 4G or 5G on our phones. I live out in the middle of nowhere and I've got high-speed internet, like really good internet. People in the city have better internet. But like even where I live, like super remote, we've got like really good stuff out here. Dude, communication can be easier. Reports can be easier. They can be more accurate. Find ways to make it happen. Well, the reports are delayed and we rely upon those reports. Well, I'm glad you rely upon shit data and you're making these decisions, ruining so many people's lives. Go fuck yourself. That's what we get out of organizations like the Fed. So yeah, happy Wednesday. If you want to read the Fed statement, this and everything else is linked in the description below. Federal Reserve says in support of its goals and lighten the shift of balance of risks, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by 1/4 percentage point. How did our favorites like XRP fare? Like I said, roller coaster up, down, erronean, up, erronean, a little Uno reverse, no big deal. Players out there calling for big gains for XRP explosion. XRP $10 when Powell cuts rates. Connor Kenny retarded. Seriously, man. Even a 50 wouldn't have got you to $10. People with a brain know this. That's why you watch this channel. Because we're realistic here. But what did you see, though? You did see some decision-making being done, probably by some bots. So, guess what? This move that you're watching right now, this move, my guys and gals, was priced in. Market was looking a bit more optimistic for it. So, there you go. Jerome Powell decided to bend us over, but he did that months ago. He's just admitting it now by blaming it on other people. Yeah, Trump's immigration policy. That's who he's blaming for this one. Not the fact that we've had rates high for so long. Even though the European Central Bank has cut rates a bunch of times, the Bank of Canada has cut them a bunch of times. A bunch of other players out there have cut them a bunch of times. I don't want to bore you with the list of names. There's a shit ton of them. Well done, Jerome. You fucked up the turkey on Thanksgiving. You didn't even have a backup plan. Jackass. Choo-choo bitches. The hell are you doing still watching this? There's not even anything happening.